So I am glad that this kind of stole the show in a way, because I think this was one match that people kind of forgot was on the card.
No, they absolutely did.
And I think that this was a great showing for Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. And I think that kind of like validated them as a tag team. So like people are now, not that they didn't take them seriously, but they're so new
Yeah.
to the main roster and like as a tag team that I feel like, it kind of felt a little bit early for them to be the number one contenders or to become the champions. But like
Yeah.
this was like, no, this proved why they were in that spot. And then I think that this was also a good showing for Finn and Damian, because they don't have that many tag matches anymore. They're not defending their titles as much as they had been. And people are saying, we need to take the tag titles off of them. They're boring. They're this and that. They just proved again why they were a really good tag team and why they're still the tag team champions. So I thought this was exactly what we wanted. This is exactly like what we thought was going to happen.
Pete Dunne
Yeah.
and Tyler looked great in defeat. That's a great sentence to sum up this match. They did not need to win. They needed to look good. They looked
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal in their
Yep.
back and forth. You alluded to it with Finn, going down to NXT. I would just say their styles in general are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I think three out of the actually, I think at one point, Damian was in the Indies and had his own little thing, but three out of the four at least made their name more known on the indie scene and doing that strong style type of wrestling where it's
Mm-hmm.
more hard hitting. And for them to bring it over into WWE to the point where you're, captivated by it is really something that moving forward is going to be more of a staple. You're going to see more of this type of stuff. And it made the main roster fans familiar with their style in NXT and like, oh, these guys can ball. These guys are
Mm-hmm.
really good. And that's the biggest takeaway from all of this is that, you know, you had Butch, who's now Pete Dunne, and then you have Tyler Bate, who people really didn't know because he was in NXT UK, then NXT, but he was put on banger matches with Gunther when he
Mm-hmm.
was Walter. Now
Yeah.
imagine that match now. It's all setting up for like that style coming in, and Gunther was the guinea pig in that way to like, all right, like can this dude not just have banger matches, but be a champion and a
Mm-hmm.
dominant champion that people get behind? And these two next guys and are going to just be another part of the revolving door that comes in that exposes the WWE fans to this style because it's honestly one of the best styles.
No, I agree, because I told you that's why I have like a thing for like the Europeans.
No, see, that's why I love my European men.
That is why I love my non-Americans. Yeah, so uh no, I agree, and I think that this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like when we were just talking about Bianca and Tiffany, like Bianca can win, but we need to make sure that Tiffany looks good, that Tiffany looks solid, and given the fact that uh, Tiffany isn't really hated in the same way that Judgment Day is, so it's not like this isn't possible in their situation, but we would need to see Bianca like acknowledging Tiffany, and I obviously
Mhm.
that wouldn't happen in this match, but yeah, this you knew that this was going to be the result, because it's, again, it doesn't make any sense to change titles this quickly, or this this soon to Mania. Like there's only 6 weeks away. Like you kind of knew that titles weren't going to be exchanging hands because of that.
Mhm.
But if they're going to keep going with Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne in the tag title or the tag scene, then this was the perfect way to like make them look like a legitimate threat. So I think
Exactly.
they accomplished what they wanted.